Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You're probably wondering what's brewing in the NFC that could shake things up for our beloved Washington Commanders, right? Well, the latest whispers from NFL insiders are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade that could redefine our defense and give us a serious boost heading into the upcoming season. And at the center of this rumor mill is none other than Fred Warner, the star linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, you heard that right. Warner, a guy who's been considered one of the best at his position for years, might soon be donning a Commander's jersey. It's a scenario that's sending shockwaves through the league, and I'm here to break down all the details, what it means for Washington, and how this move could propel us back into Super Bowl contention. So let's start with the basics. The 49ers, as some reports suggest, are feeling a little squeezed financially. They're tight on cap space, around $12 million, which isn't a huge cushion when you consider extensions for players like Nick Bosa are looming, and the team has some key players hitting free agency. On top of that, the Niners are looking to rebuild their offensive line, and with Warner's contract potentially on the chopping block, it seems like a perfect storm brewing for a trade. The rumor is that the 49ers are open to trading Fred Warner to the Commanders in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2027 draft. That's a significant price tag, but one that could be worth it for Washington. Think about it. Adding a linebacker of Warner's caliber, especially one who's been a staple in the middle of San Francisco's top-ranked defense, could be a game-changer for us. But why would the 49ers be willing to let Warner go? Well, there are a few reasons. First, his age. He's 29 now, might be a concern for a team that's looking to build a long-term championship window. Despite his impressive production, 132 tackles in 2025, 4 interceptions, a stellar 88, 9 PFF grade, and a coverage rating of 90. 2. There's a sense that the Niners might want to pivot towards younger, cheaper options. Plus, with extensions for Bosa still on the table, they need to balance their cap sheet. Warner's salary, which is a bit hefty, might be seen as an excess in light of their financial constraints. Still, his versatility is unmatched. When you look at his career, he's accumulated over 850 tackles, 12 interceptions, and maintained an almost flawless health record, 0 injuries in recent seasons. Warner is the kind of player who can rival the legendary Ray Lewis in terms of versatility and football IQ, reducing yards after catch by 18% and making game-changing plays all over the field. Now let's talk about what this move could mean specifically for the Washington Commanders. First, it's a huge upgrade at linebacker, a position that's been a bit of a question mark for us. Warner would immediately step in as the leader of our middle defense, boosting tackles by more than 20% and improving overall coverage efficiency by around 15%. His presence alone would tighten up short pass defense, lowering opponents' yards per target from about 6.2 to 4.8. That's a significant improvement, especially against the high-powered offenses in our division. Warner's ability to cover tight ends and running backs out of the backfield would be invaluable, particularly when facing teams like the Eagles or Giants, who rely heavily on their versatile offensive weapons. And speaking of the NFC East, this move could reshape the division's dynamics. The Commanders, with Warner in the fold, could solidify their middle linebacker spot and turn their defense into a real strength. This would complement the likes of Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne on the defensive line, creating a formidable front that opposing quarterbacks will have a tough time navigating. It's also worth noting that Warner's presence could help us reduce the number of big plays allowed, especially in the short to intermediate passing game, a weakness that has haunted us in recent seasons. His ability to read plays quickly and make tackles in space would be a huge asset as we look to rebound from a 7-10 finish and aim for a playoff push. Now let's talk about the impact on our overall team strategy. With Warner leading our defense, the team's tackling stats and coverage metrics would see immediate improvement. It's no secret that our defense struggled at times last year against the run and in coverage, especially against mobile quarterbacks and tight ends. Warner's addition could change that. His knack for reading the game and making plays in critical moments could be the difference between a close loss and a win. Plus, his leadership qualities and football IQ are off the charts. When you add a player like Warner to a defense that already has some promising pieces, you're building a unit that can be among the league's best in no time. Looking further into the season, this move is also a strategic play for our Super Bowl aspirations. Warner's presence would immediately elevate our odds, making us a more complete team. Bookmakers have already started shifting our Super Bowl odds from plus 5,000 to plus 1,900, thanks to the speculation about this potential signing. That's a huge jump, indicating that experts see Warner's addition as a real game changer. His coverage rating of 92, especially against RBs like Saquon Barkley, who averaged over 7 yards per reception last year, could neutralize some of the division's most dangerous offensive weapons. His ability to cover and prevent big plays is exactly what we need to compete at the highest level. Now, this entire scenario is not just about one player. It's about the vision for our team. The Commanders have been rebuilding steadily over the last few seasons, and the addition of Warner could be the keystone in creating a defense that's not only solid but elite. It's about building a dynasty, a team that can contend year after year. Warner, as a veteran leader and a strategic piece, fits perfectly into that plan. And for the 49ers, it's a calculated risk. They're looking to maximize their cap space now, even if it means parting ways with one of their most consistent performers. They're betting on the future, possibly prioritizing younger players or draft picks to rebuild their roster. In a broader sense, this move signals a shift in how teams are approaching their roster construction. The NFL is increasingly favoring versatile, high IQ linebackers like Warner who can do it all: stop the run, cover tight ends, rush the passer, and lead the defense. It's a trend that Washington could capitalize on if this trade materializes. Imagine Warner orchestrating our defense, making adjustments in real time, and elevating the entire unit. It's the kind of move that can turn a good team into a great one, especially when paired with our promising offensive core led by Sam Howell and our emerging young talent. Of course, there are skeptics. Some might argue that Warner's age and the cost involved make this a risky investment. There's also concern about how quickly he can mesh into a new team and system. But if there's one thing Warner has proven, it's his ability to adapt and perform at a high level, regardless of circumstances. His track record of being an all-pro player from 2020 to 2024 and his spotless injury history speak volumes about his durability and professionalism. Plus, his leadership qualities are unquestioned, and bringing that kind of veteran presence into our locker room could be exactly what we need to push us over the top. Looking ahead, if this trade goes through, the Commanders could be on the brink of something special. It's about creating a defense that complements our offensive growth, boosting our chances of making the playoffs and making a real run in the postseason. This is the kind of move that could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come, the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope and championship aspirations. Now I want to hear what you guys think. Do you believe the Washington Commanders should pull the trigger on this deal? Would Fred Warner be the missing piece we need to finally take that leap into serious Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing your takes. Remember, this is a community, and your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of Washington football. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and all the latest from around the NFL and our beloved Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, hail to the Commanders.